anomalies. Content, introduction, classification are based on four types: pre-dental period, deciduous dentition period, mixed dentition period, permanent dentition period. Conclusion, reference normal. Self-correcting anomalies. Self-correcting anomalies are the anomalies in the child developing dentition during the period of transition from pre-dentate period to permanent dentition and get corrected on their own without any dentist, also called transient malocclusion, get corrected themselves as they pass through the developmental stage. Anomaly is defined as marked deviation from normal treatment, classified based on the stages of development of dentition: pre-dental period, primary dentition, mixed dentition, permanent dentition. Pre-dental period, from birth to the eruption of first deciduous teeth. First is a retrognathic mandible. Mandibular lateral sulcus lies posterior to maxillary lateral sulcus. Upper gum pads protrudes about 5 mm. Causes: growth magnitude and duration greater from anterior maxilla than anterior mandible. Upper anterior gum pad is greater than lower anterior gum pad. Mandible undergoes the largest amount of growth postnatally rather than prenatally. Self-corrected by within 6 to 7 months by downward and forward growth of the mandible. Clinical consideration: remain till 6 months after birth and help in suckling. Cannot be used as a reliable diagnostic criteria for predicting subsequent arch relationship. But if the anteroposterior dimension of gum pad is greater, the possibility of the child developing a malocclusion is greater. Second is anterior open bite. When upper and the lower gum pads are approximated, contact only at the molar region, space exit in the anterior region called anterior open bite. Self-corrected by at 6 to 7 months eruption of primary incisors. Clinical consideration: this open bite is considered normal, help in suckling. Infantile swallowing, different from mature swallowing, different out of stomatognathic system. Nipple is drawn into mouth, tongue protrudes between the nipple and the lower lip, milk is directed to the pharynx, milk passes between the dorsal pillars and lateral channels of pharynx, excess milk dribbles down the chin. Feature of infantile swallowing outlined by Moyes in 1964. The jaws are apart, tongue placed between upper and the lower gum pads, the mandible stabilization by contraction of muscle of seventh cranial nerve and interposed tongue. Swallow is guided and controlled sensory interchange between lip and the tongue. Self-corrected back gradually disappear with eruption of teeth, and as infant begin to eat solid food approximately first year, tongue is contained within the dental arch and mandible is no longer protrudes, indicate the onset of mature swallowing. Clinical consideration: as above two conditions, the anterior region of the gum pad do not come in contact with each other. Hence, to swallow, an infant has to close this space. So, tongue is used to close the space by placing in between the gum pad during swallowing. During transitional period, both swallowing can be observed. Primary dentition, 6 months to 2.5 to 3 years. Anterior deep bite, excessive vertical overlapping. The lower incisal edge come in contact with the cingulum of upper incisor. Causes: primary teeth are more upright than their successor, have more vertical inclination, interincisal angle of about 1500, infraocclusion of partially erupted molars. Self-corrected by complete eruption of primary molars increase the vertical dimension, attrition of incisal edges, forward and downward growth of the mandible. Clinical consideration: should not consider as malocclusion. Orthodontic treatment for deep bite not required. Spacing: Delabre 1918 First, describe interdental spacing in primary dentition. Types of spaces in primary dentition: primate or entrophoid or Simon spaces, physiological or developmental spaces, 4 mm in maxilla, 3 mm in mandible. Primate space. It exists between the maxillary lateral incisor and the canines, present mesial to maxillary deciduous canines, mandibular canine and first deciduous molar, present distal to mandibular deciduous canine. This also called as a entrophoid or Siemens spaces. Physiological or developmental spaces, present in between all the primary teeth and play an important role in the normal development of permanent dentition. The total space present may vary from 0 to 8 mm with the average 4 mm in the maxillary arch, 3 mm in the mandibular arch. Self-corrected by eruption of larger permanent successor, eruption of first permanent molar, early mesial shift, flush terminal planes. Primary molar relationship. First is a flush terminal plane. Second is mesial step terminal plane. Third is distal step terminal plane. Self-corrected by mesial eruptive force of first permanent molar. First is early mesial shift by using primate speed. Second is late mesial shift by using Lewis space 1.8 mm in maxilla, 3.4 mm in mandible. Clinical consideration. The most desirable permanent dentition, class 1 occlusion, relationship of primary terminal plane, key diagnostic feature of regarding future occlusion status. Fourth is edge to edge bite. Due to attrition of primary incisor, by downward growth of mandible overjet decrease gradually. Self-corrected by eruption of permanent incisor, having more labial inclination, interincisal inclination is 23 degree. Mixed dentition period. 6 years to 12 to 13 years. First is anterior deep bite due to large permanent successor incisor. Self-corrected by complete eruption of primary molars, increase the vertical dimension. Mandibular anterior crowding. Disproportion between tooth size and arch length. Causes exchange of larger permanent mandibular incisor in narrow lower arch, self-corrected by increased intercanine width by jaw expansion, tongue pressure cause forward migration of lower incisors. Clinical consideration. Minor crowding. Resolved spontaneously by development. Moderate crowding are used by leeway space, preventing major movement of permanent molar. Ugly duckling stage. Seen at 8 to 11 years of age, first described by H. Broadbent in 1937, also called as a Broadbent phenomena. Terms indicate anesthetic appearance of child. As the permanent maxillary canine erupt, they displace the roots of maxillary lateral incisor mesially. This force is transmitted to the central incisor and their root are also displaced mesially. Thus, the resultant force causes the distal divergence of the crown in an opposite direction, leading to midline spacing. This condition corrects itself after the canine have erupted. The canines after eruption apply pressure on the crowns of incisor, thereby causing them to shift back to the normal position. Self-corrected by complete eruption of permanent maxillary canine. Clinical consideration. During this stage, children tends to look ugly. Parents are often apprehensive and do consult to the dentist, but this condition is corrected by itself. Pressure is transferred from the root to the coronal area, so no need of any orthodontic treatment. Hand-on relationship. Buccal cusp tip of permanent maxillary first molar coincides with buccal cusp of permanent mandibular first molar, obtained in mixed dentition period following the flush terminal relation and deciduous dentition. Self-corrected by eruptive force in mesial direction of permanent mandibular molar, late mesial shift in non-spaced dentition. Clinical consideration are initial offloading end-on relationship, 75% shift towards class 1 relationship, 25% shift into the class 2 relationship. Permanent dentition. First is increased overjet and overbite. A vertical distance which the incisal edge of maxillary incisor overlaps the incisal edge of mandibular incisor. Overjet, a horizontal distance between the lingual aspect of the maxillary incisor and the labial aspect of the mandibular incisor. Self-corrected by eruption of all the permanent molar, differential growth of mandible, overbite decrease up to 0.5 mm by 18 years of age, overjet decrease up to 0.7 mm between 12 to 20 years of the age. Conclusion. Therefore, self-correcting anomalies are a part of developing dentition, not to be considered as any developmental or pathological abnormality. If there is an apprehension on part of the parents, it should be removed promptly. Parents should be explained if brief the physiology behind this transitional change. References are thank you.